and wish that whoever still needs a refuah shalema or kroiva due to the COVID-19 should immediately have a refuah shalema or kroiva and go home from the hospital if they're in the hospital. And those families who lost loved ones should be comforted by the Eibishter, and only the Eibishter could comfort these families. And most important, that Melechatchila Riber, we should end this period and tkufa and era that we are in, and immediately greet Mashiach Tzidkeinu L'chaim. Rabbi Matusof, you're on.
Yeah, I want to remind Mordechai, we were talking about, it's not a Geis Elum yet, it's a Hamish Elum, so I want to remind you about the recording.
It's on, it's recording.
Very good. Thank you very much. Nicht auch say this. Okay, ich sehe, der Elum kommt da rein. So, אפשר wollte ich zugewartet ein paar Minuten, aber Zeit ist teuer. We should not waste time. I will start to talk something. We will talk today. First, we will talk about the Maharash, the Yom Holedes, the Pisgam for Maharash, what it means, and later a little after we will talk 10-15 minutes about the Pisgam for Maharash. We will talk a little about our times. Was wollte man gekannt trachten, what the Rebbe wants from us, we should think in such times, from whatever the explanation, whatever it's shaykh to say on what happened lately. But first of all, since the Yom Holedes from Rebbe Maharash, 1 minute, I want to check technical things. One of the technical things. Normal, we get them by inside. So the Maharash was born Tov Kuf Tzadik Dalet. It's 1834 Tiferes Sheb Tiferes. So the first thing when we want to talk about the Maharash, we will bring out here a very basic thing that the Rebbe used to speak a lot, teach us. Whenever the Rebbe said Maharash, especially the last years, the Maharash got the title Chatchile Ariba. And even the Nigen for Maharash, the Rebbe calls it Chatchile Ariba. So the Maharash is Chatchile Ariba. Now, so the Rebbe has a lot of six Chatchile Ariba. It's printed a whole sefer in Keros. Chatchile Ariba, one of the Rabbi Bukets wrote it, and a ganze sefer from the Rebbe's Siches. Over there is Tifi in Yonim. The Rebbe, like everything is very Gvaldike Chidushim, but we will stay now for we will take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and together we will try to figure out Pirush HaPoshut, from where it's coming, what is the source from this whole Pisgam. The Rebbe brings, the Rebbe brings what the Maharash said, that die Welt sagt, there is a saying in the world that you try to go straight under, but if you can't, then you skip, you jump, you leap. But I'm saying that don't even try to go the straight way, always go on top of it. L'chatchile, start with a river. So from where it's coming, all this thing and what that means in our life and what that means biklal, go straight, jump around. What's made us and what's the source, the sheish, the mocker to it? So here we will take 10 minutes and we will get to the Pashto explanation. But we'll come with a very big shaila. The Alter Rebbe talks already about this. The Alter Rebbe has about the Pisgam Oilom. It's in a few Maimorim from the Alter Rebbe. Tovkuf Samachei, Tovkuf Ainov. There is different more. There is different places. The Alter Rebbe is saying Maimer Oilom that you have to go arunter, but if you can't, you jump or you skip. You go ariber. So the Alter Rebbe brings this Maimer. So here, we come to a question that I think it's a big shaila. The Alter Rebbe is saying that you should not right away skip and jump and make the Aveda from Diluk. You should first try to go Aveda, Beseder, Mesuda. You should go straight, and that's called the Unter. If you see that doesn't go, then you leap. Then you start Aveda Sadiluk. So how come the Maharash comes and he says, the Maharash said that we don't find such a thing in no place that one of the Rebbeim should say something in another way from another Rebbe, something different. We never heard from the Rebbe as the Rebbe der Schwer sagt azay, und nicht sag azay, like different. So what means und nicht sag lechatchila riba when the Alter Rebbe is keeping saying not lechatchila riba. The Alter Rebbe is saying you go seder ve'adroge, and if you get obstructions, if you get obstacles, then you go a riba, but not b'derech hayosho. So what means the Maharash said und nicht sag lechatchila riba? So the way we will make it very short to explain the basics. What's doing here? What means to go straight or to go a riba? The Alter Rebbe, whenever he talks about this Maimer Oelom, most of the time, he talks like this. It's also in Likutei Torah in Shabbos Shuvah, the first Maimer from Shabbos Shuvah. Everybody can learn that, can see it. The Alter Rebbe talks that there is two ways in Avodas Hashem. There is tzaddikim, people that went straight, that he doesn't have Averes, he doesn't have no Bittul Torah, he doesn't have nothing. So he doesn't have Avenes HaMavdilim. So he has to work Beseder ve'adroge. First, go one step in Avodas Hashem, Yired, the Nave, everything has to go step by step. But when there is a different way, and this is when you go straight, you don't have to jump. But if there is a Baal Tshuva, somebody that made a Aveire, so having a Sechem Avdilim, so he cannot go, it's blocking him from going in Avodas Hashem, because the Avenes don't let him to go, so he has an obstruction that stops him from Avodas Hashem. So then the Alter Rebbe said, the Zoya said, Bechele Yatir, everyone that's doing tshuva is with a big force, so then you have to go over it and try to get to a higher level, even you didn't arrive to the lower level. So if somebody did a Aveire, he has to jump to Avodas Hashem, even very high dargis, because if he will not jump, he will not be able to get there. So therefore, and then the Alter Rebbe brings this inyan that Maimer Oelom, like the people are saying, there is like a vote that you go straight, and if you cannot go straight because Averes are mafsik, then you jump. So and in one place in Eratera, just you should see the ACS Markim is the ACS Sorav. The Eratera said a big chidush in Megillah Esther, and he says about the Alter Rebbe. I sent it to the organizer. So he said, "She'omar tomid belosh nidesh," that the Alter Rebbe used to say always belosh nidesh as mekanita unter muzmen ariber. That Alter Rebbe, it's not only one time or two times he said it. All the times the Alter Rebbe used to say as mekanita unter muzmen ariber. This makes our question more strong. How come the Maharash said l'chatchila ariber? Here the Eratera, it's very interesting. He said, he talks about, we will not go in. It's a very choshuver Maimer, but just the beginning, he goes about Esther, said that Kolish that comes to the Chotzer Apnim Sashele Yikore, Achas Dose, that you have to come only Kados. You cannot come without the line. Mordechai said you can go a river, you don't have to go straight, and therefore he goes into the Sinyan. And he talks also here about tshuva. Only when you have, he said, Azora Korev Yumas, not everybody can jump to high dargis, only when it's you're doing tshuva. So here we have what the Alter Rebbe said, that by tshuva you jump. And here we will come to explain what the Maharash is saying, that ich sag l'chatchila riber. So we have to be makdim like this. In the ganze Yesod from l'chatchila riber, you can look into Sforim. Whoever learns the Sifre Talmidei HaMagid, the Rebbe Elimelech or the Moire Naim from Reb Nachum Chernobyl, and more, the Talmudis, they all have one way, completely, they are not like the Alter Rebbe in this Sinyan. They keeping saying that you must go beseder ve'adroge, you cannot jump, you cannot make diluk. That's what, and they, like on the Pasuk, Sof Yisrael, Leisa ale b'ma leisa al mizbechi. So all the Talmidei HaMagid have one same pirush over there. You can find a lot of them, that you should not jump b'ma leisa mizbechi. You must go beseder ve'adroge. So by them doesn't exist the Ariba. They have only in Avedas Hashem. They don't make a chiluk tzadikim about the tshuvas, or tzadikim or somebody that do tshuva. Everybody has to go straight. Here, the Alter Rebbe made a big chidush, like we explained, that, and we saw in the Eratere, that no, if somebody has to do tshuva, he should not go beseder ve'adroge. He should jump a higher level in Avedas Hashem, even it's not. So according to them, first, according to Talmidei HaMagid, first you have to be surmera ba'asei teiv. You don't have no lashon hara, no bittul teire, nothing, not afilu rega echad of bittul teire. You are shleimus in mitzvahs. Then you can go to be mekarev another Eid and be mechiach and speak to him about mitzvahs. After that, you can do hidurim b'mitzvahs. After that, you can make midas chasidus. After that, you go to learn about Avos v'Yiras Hashem. After that, you go to Yiras Hashem, but must be step by step. So, and the Alter Rebbe was mechadesh no, that if you are not clean and you had any kind of anhogelei tevo that's mavdil, so you cannot go step by step, then you have to skip and jump, dilu, gariba. Then comes the Maharash, and based, like we will start the Kuntres Umayan. It's known the Rebbe used to bring a lot. What the Rashab said, that the Avedas HaBirurim, since we are in Nikvis Edim Shiche, so there is no Seder ve'adroge. It's Chatei va'achel, Chatei fushti. So that means there is also Chatei fubriching Marabrachas. You cannot wait with a Seder till comes the time from the Achille, till comes, first you make this, then you make this. There is no Seder. There is no Seder in Nikris Edim Shiche. Now it's a time from Lamaylo Mitam Vodas, and it's a time from skipping. And it's, he said it's Ariches, and it's Kuntres Umayan. It's fine. It's Kuntres Umayan Amud 22. Page 22, and that's what Alechura Chidush from Rashab, as now is Chatei va'achel, Chatei fushti. There is no Seder in Avedas HaBirurim. But then come, so this here, what the Rashab said, that's exactly what the Maharash is saying. The Maharash is saying that the Alter Rebbe, when he said, Amigate, you should go straight Arunta, you should go the first floor, you should not skip and jump. Ariber, the Alter Rebbe talked about a tzaddik, like he said in Tanya, about a Beinoni, that le'ova v'lo yaver le'yelom. Now came the time for Mikveh Edim Shiche, the time for Maharash, and even by the Alter Rebbe we find such a thing, that not always he talks dafke about Ariber dafke on tshuva. Sometimes he talks it about avek rishpeyesh, about even regular. Why? because now it's a time, what the Marash is saying, that now everybody has to do tshuva. There is no person that it's so clean. We don't find a lot of Beinim of Tanya, L'chura, in our times, in B'derei Seinu. So now that it's not a Beinim from Tanya, that le'ova v'le'aver le'elom, so ich sag, for like I'm telling you to this door, that don't even try to go straight because you will get blocked. You are not, you like when you are not edel, you are not clean enough, you have a virus on your metzach, and you will not be able to go darge by darge. You are very far to go darge by darge until you get to the darge from Ruach HaKodesh. So the way for everybody in this door, ich sag, that has to be l'chatchila riba. Nobody should hold himself that he's already a darge from Beinoni and he can go straight. Everybody has to be bechele yatir and not only go slowly. He should also make big leaps. He should go over. That's what the Maharaj said l'chatchila riba. He's not chelik chas v'sholom on the Alter Rebbe. He's not shaykh. He should be chelik on the Alter Rebbe. And here he shows us now that what the Rashab said, Shelei Yeshat Seder ve'adroge, and now there is not Seder ve'adroge be'ifania be'urim ve'atikunim. So it's the same idea was the Rashab said that Chatei v'achel Chatei fushti. That's what it's the same. It's other words from what the Marash said that now it's a time for Chatchila Riba. So it's not bestirred to the Alter Rebbe. It's a biur that, but it's a chidush l'gabe Talmidei HaMagid. It's definitely a big chidush. And by this, to finish, we can explain something because there is the moshla, can be a big shayla. The Rebbe said everybody should do in Avedas HaShlichus, Afat Samayonis, and you don't have to be in a high level. Even you have a Mekurev that comes, keeps a few mitzvahs, he already should also do mitzvahim and go mekarev other Eden. And even a lot of us are not bishleimus in everything, but still go. But the Gemara said, there is a Gemara, first you should be arrange yourself. There is another Gemara that says, you should not go give techoche, and you don't have the care to be mekarev other Eden if you are yourself missing something. That's what the Gemara said. So this is a stira, and the Rebbe said no. Everyone, even a minhag, any minhag, matzah you have to go to somebody that you don't know what he will eat together with the matzah shmura. But you should not give him regular matzah. You should give him even a minhag isol or a hidu shayach to every Eid. And so this is a big l'chatchila riba, a big dilug. So why it's not bistirut to the Gemara? Because the Gemara was talking in the time from the tzaddikim, like it's in Iyar Sakedesh. We see the same thing about tzedakah. The Alter Rebbe is mechadish a big chidush. It's not in Sforim. People that look in Mekayos will not find a mocker to what the Alter Rebbe said. He said the opposite from the Gemara. The Gemara said Talmud Teirek Neged Kulam. The Alter Rebbe said in Iyar Sakedesh. Talmud Teirek Neged Kulam. That was Bisman HaGemara. Now, Noflo Sukkos, he brings from the Arizal, Sukkos David and Nefeles, Adli B'chinas Akvayim. So now it's the Akvayim, the Dage, like in the Guf Godel von Adam Orishan, now the big Kemo Shleimo, now it's the B'china von Akvayim. So now it's Gmilos Chasodim K'neged Kulam. Talmud Tzedakah is K'neged Teireh. So the same thing here. Because of the door, it's now Ikesedim Shiche, so now it's not a Seder ve'adroge. First you have to do all the mitzvahs, then you can be Mekarev. It's Chatchila Ariba, and that's the word Chatchila Ariba. Don't even try to go there, to wait for your shleimus. Just do your shlichus.
Is it frozen? Rabbi, it's working. L'chaim Levracha.
Mordechai
L'chaim,
wasn't
l'chaim.
something. It's only by me. Now L'chaim. L'chaim and the
Looks like it
Psanig
was
Rabbi
frozen for a
say.
while.
Yeah. Okay. That's one of the obstructions.
L'chatchila river.
Okay, we're better. Rabbi Mordechai, it's okay, you can hear me? So, mir hat herumgerät ein bisschen die Schittes, der Chidush von Alten Reben, der Chidush von Maharash, in der Avedes Hashem, the Seder V'Adroga or not. There is also in Tanya about this, that Beidei Ifanim, that some has to go Beseder V'Adroga and some has to go B'derech Dilugu Kfitze, but maybe later, if it will be time about 10 o'clock or 10:15, we will learn two shuras from Tanya Bifnim. There's a big mile to learn something Bifnim. It's Meitzi'ei and Bepe. The Alter Rebbe said in Tere'er, there is a Tere'er that says that when he learns, and Ania Mishnah Medaberes Beficho, and also Akash Baruch Hu Kere B'Sheine Kenegdei. So the Dvar Hashem Yetzi Mipi, from our Peh Gashmi, the Dvar Hashem, when he reads Ashuri in Tanya, and Bepeh, not only by hearing Shemia Keine by Isvadus, so it's the Dvar Hashem going to the Peh Gashmi. So we can imagine what that is when we say Chitas and when we look a Pasuk, or a Maimer, or a Shuri in Gmore. The Dvar Hashem is Yetze Mitech Piv when we say it Bepeh. So maybe by the end of the Isvadus, we will learn two Shuris in Tanya for 5 minutes or less, for 2 minutes, to have, we should not be only a Shemeya, like be Yetze, only the Dvar Teire, the Havana ve'Asoga, that's the main thing, should be also the Dvar Hashem. But now, I thought, right in the beginning, like it's almost in the beginning now, to talk over with all our friends here something that about these times everybody wants to learn and wants to understand. Lomos Hashem Kozeis, what happened here the last few weeks. So there is the positive thing that we don't know Hashem's ways, and Leidroch of Darkenu, Leimachshavisai, and like the Chokim said, Ilu Yidaiti Vo Yisiv, if we understand Hashem, so we can be Be'eres. So, and the Rebbe also said sometimes that not everything is made for us to understand. The Rebbe said that, I think it was Tovshin Aleph, there is in the Siches, and I remember hearing it, when the Rebbe was talking about the Frierdiker Rebbe, that the Frierdiker Rebbe got nicht gesund and not well, and he wasn't able to talk his last years. So the doctor, the Rebbe said, a professor that visited him, asked him, like Mr. in English, Rabbi, he told him, you're okay, is dibur, because you give hadroches, eroes, broches to the Eden. So how come that Hashem took from you exactly the thing that's your thing? Like, and you didn't make any averes, and you are a good person. And the Rebbe talks about this. So over there also the Rebbe said, Hagam, not everything we have to find for Hashem, not everything we understand. The Rebbe talks there about Ariches, about Kvad Peh, Kvad Loshen, the Shlichus for Moshe Rabbeinu, Torah, and whatever, a long Sicha, a deep Sicha. But here the Rambam, but we have to know, so I'm not going to talk here about Sgules. I'm sure there is a lot of Mishtatfim now, that everybody has maybe a thing to say, but we're not talking about Sgules. We will talk the Poshte thing that comes out right away against our eyes, what's happening here. And I think it's Poshet. And it's all based on the Rambam. The Rambam said, and the Rebbe used to bring, from Yuches Tainias, that we should not say is derech ha'ivilim, and also the Apikusim to say mikra nikres elon keminog neyeg. It's statistics. That's what happens every couple of years. This virus, that virus. No, the Rambam said that's not the way. It has to do with the Eden and has to do with something that everybody can learn and have to learn, and not only say to make like the Mittel Rebbe and the Rebbeim are saying, a novel or Shaflus or Sheker, me and Humani to talk about this, but because it's very positive things. So we will go like this. Let's start very short to bring out the Sinyan. The Avraham Avinu, he went to the Akedah, and the Medrash said the Sot knew that Avraham Avinu is going to go to the Akedah, and that Mesiras Nefesh will be for the Eden the Schus L'Deir Deis, Akedah Sitzchok Hayem Lezare Berachamim Tizker, and it will be Leilam. And that will bring them the Yeshua ve'atzole. That will bring the Geula for the Eden. So he cannot let it the Satan. So he came, he showed himself as a har, but Avram went a river. He skipped, he jumped, he found his way. Avram Avinu found his way because he knew that he has to go from Mesiras Nefesh and how important this is. That's his shlichus. Then the Satan came, made himself as a river that Avram cannot go to the Akedah, to Har HaMerio. So then again Avram found his way, again a river. Also the Alter Rebbe, so the Satan, whatever he sees, that here the Eden are going soon have a tshuva atzole, so he is there, Vayove, like we see in a lot of psukim. The Tovkuf Samech Gimel, there is a maimer from the Alter Rebbe, that was the time the Misnagdim were Reidev Dirsides, Malshines, and was big, the years that was all the things against Dirsidim. And the Alter Rebbe said then a short maimer to explain what happens. So, and the maimer starts, it's printed, Tovkuf Samech Gimel, the first chelik, Lehovin Hatam Lomo Eina Kitrug al Talmud Teire Elo al Tfile. The Kitrug, whatever here, what happens against Lan Gemore and Teres Anigle, there is no Kitrug. The Kitrug is against Tfile and whatever comes with Tfile. The Tanya that how can be a Tfile without Tanya? So on that is the Kitrug from the Misnagdim, and then the Halshones, and then they try to bring in the government on that. And the Alter Rebbe explains there, and he talks about Nochash HaKadmeni, that the Gemara in Baba Basra talks about the Nochash HaKadmeni, and we will not go here by Farbrengen and say all the names what the Gemara said, what this guy is, or what he is. So the Alter Rebbe talks over there because now this door is the Aveda from Tfile. So the Alter Rebbe explained in the Chiluk from Teiro Tfile, everybody can look in, Tovkuf Samech Gimel Chiluk Aleph. But what we want to bring out now and to say, our door, the shlichus, what is our thing, the shlichus from this door? Everybody here knows that the shlichus from this door is, the Rebbe said, what is this door is Aveda Imazulas. Everybody take every Likutei Siches, every Siche from the Rebbe, a Rashi, or a Siyum in Gemara, or a in Zeyar, or any Pirush what the Rebbe said, any Siche, any Maimer. The Nekude is one thing. Go out, you didn't come in this world for yourself. A person didn't come in this world to serve and to be happy and to make mitzvahs. There is the Sikha from the Rebbe, Ve'ata Kodesh Yeshev Tilis Yisrael. He brings this story. The Frierdiker Rebbe said a story about the Baal Shem Tov. When the Baal Shem Tov came, he came to a Yishuv before his galus, and they were talking about a big tzaddik, a Porush. 50 years he sits in his house with talis and tefillin, learns all the Gemaras, and he sits betainis. He fasts day by day, only at night he eats something, and like he is already bikdushu uvtare, a big tzaddik. The Baal Shem Tov came to him. The Baal Shem Tov, believe it or not, the Baal Shem Tov did not like it. The Baal Shem Tov came to him and he told him, Ve'ata Kodesh, you think that you are very holy, but there is also the other Ve'ata Kodesh. We say that on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Ve'ata Kodesh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yeshev, what you want and what you're sitting is Tehillas Yisrael. It's like you should go to all the Eden, they should make a broche, another Eid should be happy, another Eid should say, thank you Hashem, another Eid should put film. That's what the shlichus is. Not only, not therefore a person came to the world. It's a big chidush. Was not known those generations. But the Rebbeim, especially the Rebbe, was for us that don't sit at home, be a Polish and be very high dargis, learn chassidus, and get till the darga. Everybody can get to the darga from Ruach HaKodesh by sitting home, lock himself, and learn and go. Hashem, Hashem, until he gets to the darga from Ruach HaKodesh. I don't say that. It's in my Morim and in Sha'ar Kedush for Reb Chaim Vital, so that everybody can get it. It's in Bossi Lagani. So the shlichus from our door is not to sit at home, to go out. Then, so the Leumas, call them with whichever name you want, but the thing that's not kedusha, the sar from that's against the Eden, so that soon it's coming the Yeshua ve'atzole. The Eden worked with Mesiris Nefesh and built up so much Eden learning Teire, so much Talmud Teire, yeshivas, and you see it all over. You see that the Riboy, it's getting more and more wherever you go. And the Eden are ready to Yeshua ve'atzole or whatever, but it's a very big thing. So how we want, so he made a thing to stop them. No, you sit home, you will not do Aveda Imazulas, and he will force them. So a Chosid is Nishkinar, and we saw here a Rabbi or others, they show to the Lumas, what it's called by the Samach Mem, they show him, you don't want I should do it? I will do it more. I used to make a Farbrengen only 5-6 times a year, only for 30 people, for 50 people. Now I will make a Farbrengen for 100 people and twice a week. I will make more shiurim. So then he sees that he didn't gain nothing, so he will go back to his to the Yeshabelim, the Nekvein, or wherever he belongs. By Yaakov Avinu, we saw also two ways. Yaakov Avinu, he had to fight with the Sashel Esov. So Yaakov Avinu came to Vayove Kishime Adaloi Sashacha. He saw that guy, Sorah Shel Esov, saw that here soon it's coming the Alei Sashacha. Wow. Ve'olu Meshim Be'atziyim. So he fights with Yaakov Avinu, and Yaakov Avinu, the Pasuk said, Pniel, Ponim El Ponim, fight with them, face against face. So he won. Kisarisim Elekim Vatuchal, the other psukim, Yisrael, that he won the war, Yaakov. But he had a Gida Yerech, he had a broken Gida Noshe, Yerech Yaakov, he was at Tzelei al Kaf Yerech Ad Hayemazeh, so he went out with something. But then Yaakov had another way, and with Esau. Yaakov did not face Esau, he bought the Mirmo Dikdushe. He didn't face him, he went to Ariber. When he went to Ariber and he found a way to smart Esau, and that was a shlichus from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he should smart up the Esau and the Sashel Esau. So then the Pasuk said, Vayovi Yaakov Sholem. He was without any. So here for us also there are two ways, I think. Not only I think, I mean every Chassid I think can think about this if that's the right way to explain what happens now. He can do like this. He can comes the Samech Mem or comes the whoever the Menagdim Likdushe, call it whatever you want to call it. I didn't say L'chaim, I will not call it Bnei Brak, whatever. Comes somebody that tells them, you cannot, I will not let you go out to put a mezuzah ba'id. You can't put film with it, forget to make a seder. Who will let you make a seder now? make shiurim or make a minyan and be meir even for Yizkor or things. No. So he said no. So there is the ones that better not talk about the first thing that, okay, they can make, like we do the most we can, we try here, there, and the same thing when some yeshivas are closed. So the Anhole needs the schar limud they need. So to show something, they make a program, a online internet for a few hours a day or for a few hours a week. Yeah, it's a given. That's you will not go nowhere, chas v'sholem. That's not. It's not what our Avedi is. There is the other way. What we see a lot of us are doing, and I'm talking. Maybe everybody is doing it. Let's hope that we see now Farbrengen around the clock are going on Farbrengen on the, how it's called, Zoom. I learned a new thing last few days. So on Zoom going on Farbrengen, going on shiurim around the clock. Never was a oil like this. Shiurim, I saw at least in my block, whatever, in places where I mean tefillah b'tzibur, wherever you are allowed to make tefillah, it's I say in the street, it's more nigunim, and the Rebbe angefeel that a davening should be nigunim. A tefillah is not for yourself only to get high to God. You should be also pale, and the Rebbe said that. The Rebbe was talking. Eisek beteru b'gmilas chasodim mispalali matzibur. Mispalali matzibur. You should daven till the one that stays near you and everybody is niseyer. Make more nigunim by the tefillahs. Ashochen, some people, it's known by a lot of us, Ashochen that never you had a shpoy on them, you should come to a tefillah and say a kedusha or to hear a word of kriyas haTorah. Here is zeiche to go kriyas haTorah. And some things. So there is some ways how you can oversmart if you're allowed to do the minyan. If you're not allowed to do the minyan, then mitzvah you didn't do nothing. But for places that's not Chil Hashem and whoever, it's okay to make minyanim. So, but there is ways. And the same thing, I'm sure, I know about Meisdes, that the Chinuch, here again, the Satan came against the limud von Tinekesher Beis Rabon. So how will be the Eilo Miskayim? The Gemara said, Eino Eilo Miskayim, only and that's Mevatel all the Gzeres. How we can be Mevatel Gzere when the kids are home and not learning all the time the whatever. That's the Gemara said Machivin or Machim in Iyar, that if there is not in a time that's not Tinekesher Beis Rabon learning there. I mean, and over there the Satan came. He stopped all the Tinekesher Beis Rabon. But some ways they smarter them, and they have even more with the online school. With the online, they have more. The kids will go out with more Torah and more ideas. I don't know if it's all of them, but that's the way a Chassid is, and that's what the Rebbe wanted from us. And al pi goyen, al pi seichel pashut, that's the only way to be misgaber. And then he will go out, he will see that he lost his wall. And let's hope even from the Yechidim that are doing it, so it will be forever, because now it's not only that when it will be finished, the whole situation, you will go back to 3 months ago. Now it's already, the Zoom will stay forever, the Farbrengen Moloretz, Deus Hashem Kamayim Layom Echasim will stay forever, and a lot of things will stay forever. So this Kedusha that the Shluchim, the Rebbe's, all the Chassidim are doing, and a lot of Eden are doing now the burning Avas Yisrael that came out by a lot of Eden, and every Eden, all the tzedakah that Eden give a lot more tzedakah this times when they gave before. So he will see that he didn't succeed, so he will go, Hashem, Yeshav Elein Benukveyan, he will go back, I don't know, to that Talif, how it's called, the bath, he will go back to wherever he belongs, but not to Shter the Eden, and then will be the true Vatzalah. That's, I think, a pretty simple way to look on it. Now I will say L'chaim, and we should do what a smart chassid has to do. There is a say Le'amaot chassid. There's also there is a chassid is a kluger. There is in the siches. So we have to do what we have to do and learn from the shluchim that we see here what they are doing. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
Chaim v'levracha. I mentioned, I'll just say a word before Rabbi Matusof continues. I mentioned when we had the Farbrengen, the first time on Zoom was Yud Aleph Nissen. Rabbi Yossi Lu led the Farbrengen. So I mentioned that the Farbrengen Chof Hei Oder Rishon, Tovshin Nun Beis, 2 days before the stroke. In that Farbrengen, the Rebbe told the story of the Razah who asked his uncle about if he davens with a minyan, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak. And he said he davens with a minyan. And then he saw the next day that the minyan was long finished and he was still davening. So he said, I thought you said you daven with a minyan. So he said that the minyan could mean the Eser Koiches HaNefesh, the 10 powers of the soul. So this was mamish 2 days before the stroke, this sikha, and then sure enough, we were in a Maimon de Matzav that we couldn't have a minyan, right after, shortly after Purim, and then not by Pesach, and we don't know when's the next minyan going to be by us. But we see Taka that we're davening longer. Everyone at home is taking more time to daven. I don't know if we're capable of putting the Ezer Koiches HaNefesh together, but we're definitely taking our time. And like I shared in another Farbrengen, that for a while, long before the Yud Aleph Nissen, this new kapitel, Kuf Yutes, I was wondering what's going to be in Shul with Kuf Yutes. But the Chazan's going to stand there and people come in. Not everybody's a chassid who comes to Shul. Not everybody, we have all different chassidim and all different Litvische and modern Orthodox people coming. We're going to make the minyan 10 minutes longer. What's going to happen? Maybe they're going to tell us, some Rabbanim are going to say, just say Aleph and finish the rest at home. Maybe some will say Aleph Beis Gimel, it's too long. You see that Kuf Yutes is divided between 2 days, Chav Hei and Chav Vav. This was just going through my mind. And sure enough, it was never a problem. Because from when we started saying Kuf Yutes, nobody's rushing us. There's no Chazan, there's no Amid. You could say Kuf Yutes 3 times and still have plenty to do all day. So it's not normal, but we have to make the most of the not normal and make from this choshech, there should be a yisur norm mitoch choshech. Mina choshech. Continue, Rabbi Matusof.
Sure, mafsik zayin anigen something. If people Before we will say Messiah with a few stories, we will bring out a very important nekuda. It's all the times special this time, and we will explain something in a Sikha from Farbrengen Rebbe. The Rebbe spoke about this. It's very, very important. I mean, I'm sure everybody will like this subject because it's an important thing for all of us to know what we are and where we are going. It's very important, very, very important. And the Tovshin Hei Purim, the Farbrengen Rebbe spoke about very touchy thing, but we have to learn that. He said that Avas Yisrael is bar. All the Eden have Avas Yisrael. These days now, in our time, this last weeks, we saw the Avas Yisrael in a gewaldigen matzev, like all the Eden, how each one tried to help another one. Ganz nicht al derech haragel. But the Farbrengen Rebbe said, Bachsidim has to be, everything has to be v'niflino. Bachsidim, v'niflino ani v'amcho, has to be something special. So he said, what is special? Avas Yisrael Bachsidim. So the Farbrengen Rebbe starts to talk there about the Megillah. The Megillah said that Mordechai, Vayika Godov, Sak Vayfer, Vayizak Zok Gdelu Umaro, the Gzeira happened, the Gzeira from Haman. So Esther sent why he's doing it, Hasoch. So Vaysaper Mordechai, La'asoch Eskol Asher Korahu. And the Sikha, the Farbrengen talks about Asher Korahu. He said, so he's asking, Mordechai, Asher Korahu means Mordechai told what happened to him. So the Farbrengen is asking, Mordechai was the Rosh HaSanhedrin. He was Yeshe B'Shar HaMelech. He says there, Mlitze, that no, Mistame hat nicht gedacht line up a ruble. He didn't need also like alvoy from the few ruble. He was Yeshe B'Shar HaMelech. He wasn't in the Gzeira. So he has to say, Vaysaper Eskol Asher Koro L'Am Yisrael, Asher Koro L'Amoy. What means Asher Koro who happened to him? So, and the Farbrengen is saying that later Haman also the pasuk said Vaysaper Eskol Asher Koro, and the Megillah is merames. Why happened the second Asher Koro, the Mapole from Haman? Because Mordechai was Asher Koro. What is Asher Koro? He explains there, and he says that Asher Koro means that whenever Asher Koro, okay, we will say it Be'al Peh, the page turned. So Asher Korohu means that when happens Chas v'Sholem, a tragedy, a tsar, a bad thing by another Eid, it's not I'm mishtatef in tsar, I feel bad, I wasn't able to sleep one night. What happened to him? No. Asher Korohu happened, there are feel from a chassid that happened to him, not to the other guy. And he said, Bifat by a simcha is even more. Simcha, when happens, somebody has a nice health, brios, he came from the hospital, whatever. He doesn't say the details. He said the details, Brius, a good parnase, and so he's happy like happened to him. And he says there that if he doesn't teach the kids should grow up with this feeling from Asher Korohu, is Eisem Lech Sashem Birmiyah. It's a sharp expression because the Gemara said about Eisem Lech Sashem Birmiyah, about Melamde Tinekes, very difficult things. So here is the question. And the question is a tremendous question. I mean, I think if anybody has a tilt, the Sikha, the Frierdiker Rebbe, is talking practice. He's not just talking abstract, like he's not just talking Mesholim and very nice things to a nice droshe. He's talking to us, to the Melamed. So here, a Pashto Shaile. When we working to get out from each one his tzar. Some people have some difficulties in different things, or can be in brius, or can be in other things. And so whatever the tzar will be, we working, and the Tzemach Tzedek and the Alter Rebbe and the Rebbe all giving eitzes, a big part of the eitzes and the letters, how you are sich misgaber on that thing. Here you're telling to a person, not only use, it will be like use, whatever happens to any other one. So he's talking to us. What that means? Which person can take it? That like Asher Korohu, what happens to his neighbor, to his friend, or even to his mishpoche, Asher Korohu, how we will survive? It's not, there is in Gemara in Baba Basra, Rabbi Baba Chane said, very big stories. It's Mesholim. It's Agates that has some remozim in Pnimi Satire and in Pashtus, but it's Mesholim and remozim. The Frierdiker Rebbe doesn't talk Mesholim. So he talks to us about Asher Korohu, how this can be. If somebody wants to say something, it's a Farbrengen, it's not a speech. No, it's okay.
Yeah, so they can request in the chat and I'll unmute them. If anybody wants to participate.
To say, what means Asher Korohu? How a person can take all this tzar from everybody? Okay, the unmute didn't work, so let's continue. So, what I think, what we can say,
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay, so what we can explain here, that has to be something that's in Peo Mamish, and he's talking to us. There is the Sikha from Rebbe and about Reb Zusha Anipoler, the story. There is another story also about the Magid. Talmidim from somebody came to the Magid, to Mizritcher Magid, the Heiliker Magid, and he asked him how to be. The Gemara said, "Chayvodom levorech haloro keshem shem vayich halatevo." How we can? What means levorech haloro? What bracha we should make haloro? What is the simcha here? To make a bracha on that. So the Magid told them, go to Reb Zusha and ask him this question. He will teach you, and he will teach you. So, and some in other forum it says that the Shaila asked the two brothers, the Achim Akdeshim, Reb Shmelke and Reb Pichas, the Baal HaFloe. They are the ones, and they went. They found them Achere Atanu. They the Eirike Reb Zusha sitting there. So he told them that looks like you didn't hear good because the Magi didn't send to me. How you know he didn't mean you? He said, because I don't know what you're talking about. He didn't know what is Surma. So here also, like there is in Tanya, about Avas Yisrael, the Yesod to this Sikha is in Tanya. And in Tanya, Perek Lamed Beis, everybody knows that, he says that Eisim Gufim Iko V'Nafshon Tfeilo, that cannot be Avas Yisrael. The real Avas Yisrael means that the Nefesh is Iker and the Guf is Tofel, then is Avechad Lekulano, then Kulo Masim is Avechad Lekulano. So the only way to come to our Emese Avas Yisrael, and that's the Avas Yisrael that he talks here, is through somebody that got to this Darge. So he talks the same thing as the Tanya. So when Nafshei is the Iker and Gufi is Tofel, then he doesn't see, then he does not feel the Tsar. Why? There is a Maimon from Alter Rebbe Likutei, and we will make it very short, like to finish the Sinyan. And there is a Maimon from Alter Rebbe Likutei, it's called the Maimon from the Chashan Cheshes in Chukas. And over there, he talks about Beisha made the Nechashan Cheshes. So the Medrash said that in the Nechashan Cheshes, you see all the colors. So you need to be color gvanim. Like you look blue, you want blue, you see blue. You want red, you see red in the Nechashan Cheshes. And the Alter Rebbe explained what that means. The Mishnah said, what was the Nechashan Cheshes? Bisman she saw Mistab Klin Klape Milo. That means they go ariber. They're not looking straight. There is also in the Rebbe Sichos another Inyan, Reb Michal, Reb Meir Mipremishlan, when they told him when he was a kid, how come he doesn't fall when he climbs? He said he is looking up. There is the ariber. So when you when you look in the source, the Alter Rebbe said, then you see that even the Rai stayed. That was Nochum Ish Gamzu. That's what he did. He went to the source, and in the source, the Rai stayed. So he was able to bring it also Lamato in a way from Tev. Not everybody can make it B'Tevanir Ve'anigle, but when they look up, they see that the Rai stayed. If somebody got to the Darge that the Nefesh is the Riker and the Guf is Tofu, he doesn't have so much. He's the Beinoni from Tanya. He doesn't have so much the Yisurim, not from him and not from another one. He feels it like it's by him, but the Yisurim are not bothering the way it bothers to a person that didn't learn so much Chassidus and didn't get to that Darge. So that's what he's talking in the Sikhe. What is the goal from a Chassid? A Chassid has to be that to try to get to the Darge of the Beinoni, that Ba'em is the Nefesh Iker, then it will be automatically Kulo Masimes and the Tsar from another one is his Tsar, and that's what Amelamed has to be Mechanech the Chassid. But if somebody doesn't even want to get to that, he doesn't know what is the Tachlis, what is the goal where he has to get, so he is not a Chassid. He is far from, he calls himself a Chassid, but he still have a lot to go. So that's what the Frierdiker Rebbe is saying. A Chassid is, he puts his goal to get to the Savas Yisol from Perek Lamed Beis from Tanya and Nafsheiker, and then it's Asher Korohu. Then it's Asher Korohu. And that's the Tiferes Shebetiferes. The Rachmim, the Maharash, has to do with Tiferes Shebetiferes. Tiferes is Rachmim. So not only Rachmim, that you have a Rachmim on another one. It's Ariber in the Rachmim, like Rachamim Sheberachmim, Tiferes Shebetiferes. That's the highest Darge. And that's a Chassid when he has to go L'Chatchila Ariber, even in the Indian for Navas Yisrael. If not, we are far Chas Shalom. At least we know what our goal is. Eyay tididididam, eyay tididididam, ayayayam, ach nishkine, ayayayam. No, and so singen, ayay tididididam. Oh, you have a niggin to put? Oyay tididididam, ayayayo. Oh. na 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 na. Na 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 ya de de dam. Oh. So Rabbi, what's his name? Rabbi Tenenels wants to put me as a menagen. Oh, you na 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 ya na 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 ya na 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 de de da ti de de de. Oh yoy ti di 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 my yoy ti di 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 my yoy ti di 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 di. So we will be Messiah the last 5 minutes in a Hatzor Maasis Bepeil Mamesh, and I hope a lot of people that's listening now will adopt. They will like this Hatzor. There is and we will make it very short because it's time to close the Farbrengen. We made up about an hour or a little more. There is a thing, the Pasuk said, it brings this Pasuk also in Tanya, I think, you should see the Rebbe, you should see the Rebbe. There is 2 ways on seeing. There is a way to see a picture. When you look on a person, even a boss of Adam, we're not talking about the Rebbeim, there is a way to, you just see how his face is, what color glasses he's wearing, what color hair. But then there is another kind of, you see your Rebbe. You see the Rebbe like Chochma Sodom Toyer Ponov. You see a little more. What was his personality? People mir sein Scheich zu verstehen in die Personality von Rabbi. What was his, how he reacts to things? Was kocht sich? The word was mi kocht sich. What are the Rebbeim? What's the inside of the person? Achochem Nikar b'Beis of the Rambam said bidrochov b'iluchei. There is a famous Gemara that brings in Chassidus that he said, one of the Talmidim said, Haidim Chadadne Tvei Mechavroi, why I am a little sharper than the other Chaverim? Because I saw Rabbi Meir Me'acherov. That means he saw only the picture. He didn't see the pnimius. So here Hashem gave us this year's Dereinu Zeh, Zocho Dereinu, a thing that was not easy and wasn't poshet other generations. It was printed, Sporim, it's called Iges Kedesh Admor Azoken, Iges Kedesh Admor Emtzoi, Tzemach Tzedek, from Rabbi, from all the Rebbeim, from Marash, there is all Iges Kedesh. The Iges Kedesh, when you don't have to learn them, you can read them. It's easy things to read. And some of them are some Iges are a little more difficult, but the Iges is not a Tofresh Samech Vov, it's not a Likutei Levi Yitzchok, it's not even a Likutei Teireh, or a Likutei Siches. It's easy to read. And even when somebody rests up, he takes the Sefer. What you gain by reading, you see a picture, a tmuna, you see a real tmuna, what was the Maharash, what he writes, how he reacts to all people that asking about this Gzeira, about Parnose, about this Machlekes, about this thing. You see how you learn what was the Maharash, and you see Hacker, like the same thing like the Sifri said, you have to Hacker Mishabar Elam. So we have to know, and so it's from one side, it's only a kriya. You read it, it's an easy thing. You read it like a story. There are stories there. You read the history, easy. But from other side, that's Dvar Elokim Chaim, Divrei Elokim Chaim. You're not allowed to do it without Bichas Atera. You have everything that you have by learning Likutei Siches, Tanya, Gemara, Chumash. You have by learning by reading the Igros Kodesh, and it's an easy sefer. And when you read there, so I will share with you one thing that I saw by reading the Igros Kodesh. I saw the Nekudet, what we said before, that not only the Rebbe started, that you see what the Rebbeim, you read what the Rebbeim were, so they didn't feel they came in Elam Hazeh anything for themselves. Everything was Mesiris Nefesh for other Eden, or Yechidim, or for Klal Yisrael. They gave away their whole life, and the whole Machshove was about doing favors to other Eden. Just for a short, what we can say in 2 minutes, so to bring a very pushed, simple thing. So we will start with the Alter Rebbe. When you read the Igros Kiddush, the Alter Rebbe, Igeres after Igeres, you see it's all that, and that's what he wanted to learn from him, that the life is not for himself. And like we said, that's not a Chosid if he doesn't have at least the Sheifet to Asher Koro. So, Lamashal, it was every Igros you read, every Parsha with the Alter Rebbe and with all the Rebbeim, it's all Mesiris Nefesh for othering. Was Shvuyim, was 30, I think, Shvuyim, 20 Shvuyim that weren't Chassidim, but was a little on them about some business, and they put them in jail. The Alter Rebbe was collecting, going far away, collect for the money for years, and like at the same time, he had the Moes Eretz HaKodesh for the Aniyim in Eretz Yisrael. And the Alter Rebbe made Ma'amodes, whatever he made, he was Mechayev, every Chassid a certain amount he must give beside for Eretz Yisrael, and was such but the Alter Rebbe, he wrote after they went out to the Alter Rebbe's Hishtadlus, because they needed a lot of money to be Meshachet the Pkidim there, because it was all Alilis, and they needed money to Mevatel the Alilis. So the Alter Rebbe wrote two Igros HaKodesh that we have, and a third Igros in Igros HaKodesh, Chazdei Hashem Ki Leisomnu, was written about the big simcha that was when the Shvuim went out. The Alter was Girush HaKforim. Was a story like this. The Russian economy didn't go good, so the government made a sifes. They made what happens here? Why is the economy falling down? So some came with a svore, some of the ministers there, and mostly anti-Semitic. So they said like this, and they explained what's going on. The Pritzim, they have big achuzes, they have big shtochim, and belongs to Baal Achuze, one rich person, it's called a poritz, and he has big shtochim, hundreds of yards. And so one of the things, he has farms, and with a lot of farmers living in his Achuze. So, and he has a Beis Marzeach. Beis Marzeach is the ketchme, the bar, whatever, I think it's called the bar. So, and where they come to drink there whenever they need something to what a goy needs, a bistomashke, so they come to there. So who were the Pritzim taking? They were taking the Eden. That was a chazok the Eden had. They are good workers, and they are good to be the menayel of the director of the Kretschme. So what the Eden were doing, the Eden was smart. That's what they said. I don't know. You have to ask historians if that was the fact or not. What they said, the Eden used to give free mashke to the farmers, and the farmers come. They drink for free. Everyone, every puyer, every ikor, every farmer. So they start to drink for free. Then they become alcoholists. Then become like addicted. Then they start to give all the money. And then they stop to work, and then and that's happened in a lot of places in Russia. So the economy, because the farmers don't work, the economy fell. So what they did, so what's the Reitzeh? To Girush HaKforim, all the Eden, and was hundreds of thousands of Eden that they were Nizgaresh, they threw them out from they were not allowed to live in Kforim. They had to come to big cities. In big cities, they went into the other houses from the Eden and wasn't place. So a lot stayed in the streets and died from hunger in the streets. So by Girush HaKforim, the Alter Rebbe started, he was already his last years, Tov Kufayin, the Alter Rebbe traveled very far in all Ukraine, and like for a whole year, there is where it says the Maimorim in this Shabbos is said here, the other Shabbos it says here. So you see how he traveled out of Kufayin and why he was traveling to collect money for the Eden from Gershak. The Alter Rebbe writes this himself. He met Reboch, the Einikel from Baal Shem Tev, and he met Reboch Meshbush, and the Alter Rebbe writes whatever they talk they had. So Reboch asked him, it's not for your COVID, you should go to collect money for. So the Alter Rebbe said, but I see how the Eden are falling in the streets, how I can stay in my place and not go collect for them. And the same thing was by the end with the Milchemes Napoleon. The Alter Rebbe passed away when he was running away because he didn't want to see the Tsar of the Eden. The Mittler Rebbe writes there. And also there is the other tzaddikim, Talmidei Amagid, the Chezem Miluvlin writes in a letter, the beginning of Tovkuf Samach Beis, it's printed Nigas Ba'alatanya, that about the Alter Rebbe, his whole union is Mesiras Nefesh for other Eden, nothing else. And that's the Chezem Miluvlin is writing it about the Alter Rebbe. So when you read, so a practice, each one should, now some people are still at home and they have time, and they're looking for something to, so instead all the time the news was von dem allein can die Kopf verklappt werden, instead to be so much in the news and different things and like this news, that news, and this politician said, it's a lot more useful and healthier, and beside the union of Torah and everything, everybody should take out from his, should borrow from a Beis Chabad, he should go to a store, chaos is often, I think, these days, whatever, and he should get the Igres Kedesh or from the Rebbe, or from Maharash, or from any Rebbe, and there are, and it will pick up everything. There are a lot of eitzes for difficult times, how people, begashmi is eitzes, how people should get besimche. You can find it right and left in the Igres Kedesh, from Alter Rebbe, from Mittler Rebbe, from Tzemach Tzedek, from Rebbe. I think they made also a whole likud for Rebbe about this. But instead to go to look on likutim, there are the Igres Kedesh printed with all the history from each letter, with explanations, and chaval that this forum are not so much. Maybe there are, but whoever doesn't have it, he can take it, and that will be a nice achlote, beside of all the achlotes that we said, Ariber und Ariber shebe Ariber, l'chaim, 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 mizol zeche sein zu noch hisvadiyes, noch und noch und noch. And thank you very much for participating, all of you. And that's what, at least we should try, wie mit vorher gesagt, proven zu sein Chassidim. Sie mis Chassidim, sie nicht, let's not go into it. L'chaim, l'chaim.
L'chaim. Thank you, Rabbi Matusof, and I think Rabbi Feiner has a niggin. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you to you. We can that Mordechai on mute. The Eilum should sing it.
Everybody could unmute themselves if they would like. Okay, if anybody wants to ask a shaila.
Do you have, am I on?
Yeah.
Lechatchila Ribba available or you don't have it available?
I can get it.
By Farbrengen.
And alleen zingen, waarvoor zijn available on music. Oh, ya na 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 ya na na na
Thank you, everyone who participated. Thank you to Rabbi Feiner for hosting, and thank you to Rabbi Matusof for the Farbrengen. And should be by everyone L'chatchila Ribber, and we should go out of Golus in an oifen of L'chatchila Ribber.
Amen. Amen. Shokayach.
L'chaim, l'chaim.
L'chaim. Der Mann der Meila Meiriv und Zehn Svire.
For those who didn't do it. For those who haven't done it.
Thank you, Rabbi Matusof. Thank you, Rabbi Tenenhaus, and thank you, everyone, for this beautiful, beautiful Farbrengen.
Rabbi Tenenhaus called me, and he knows I'm more in writing. I'm not a speaker, so but he thought that I will tell him all kind of tirutzim, and I saw that he's prepared like to convince me for 10 minutes. But either way, when you call, I said, yes, you want me to speak? I will speak. I learned something. I will share with everybody. Why not? And when you see from one Eid comes with a Al-Chatchila Ribedike Zugang to organize big Farbrengen team, I mean, you need to be I don't know how strong. You need a heart of a lion to tell them, no, this, I can't. I said, yes, I never did that. I don't know what this is, and to look on myself how I'm talking. And Zoom, I learned, after he told me, I started to look in, my kids learned me Zoom. So meanwhile, I was there already to hear 2 other Farbrengen. It's not that like I had the time too much for it, but Baruch Hashem, so that's the way to learn from people, from Chassidim that working with Mesiris Nefesh. The P'ule from one on the other is lahafli b'fele. And we all can learn from this Indian also. When somebody is asked to talk something, whatever, he heard from the Rabbi, he learned, we have to share. We are not here to learn for ourselves. We have to share. Eltern have to mourn from Anholes. They should not get away now with making a joke. Machta Porsche, online school. Has to be serious that the limud datere from the kids should be a hisofe. They should go out with more ideas. And if cost more, it's all an issue of money. So they will find, mir wird gefunden, als mir gefunden für alle Sachen, resources. But the Anholes, and someone always did that. So they have to be more serious. I'm talking this, I ask some kids, and I look how much they learn, and it's a whole thing, like it's not, I don't think it's a bisschen felt. Hawaii felt nicht, mi sucht noch zu reden die gute Sachen. Aber mi darf monen. Der Tinekes shel Beis Rabban, das ist der Kiyum, das ist der Hemshech. So mit todos nicht abstellen. When Chazal reden, they not all the Chazal. It's not Stama Guzme. They saying, Eilom Miskayem and Eilom Yechorev. That's what he's doing it. When the Rebbe was saying to be Asef the Talmidim, like the Medrash about Mordechai Chovdalet of Talmidim, and the Rebbe used to say the pasuk Mi Peilim V'Yenkim. It's not some litzes and things. So our maesters have to be a little more achayistic, like. But I'm sure each one is learning from the other, and Holechu Meisi ve'eir. Shokayach. A gute Nacht, a guten Jahr.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Until the next Farbrengen, everyone should be well. Msuras Tevas, B'Teva Nir V'Anigla.
Amen.
Und der Rike Mashiach now.
Amen.
Amen.
Die Gula.
Shmi Mola Oretz Farbrengen.
Amen.
Amen.
מנחם.
כן.
שומעים אותי?
לא, עכשיו כן. נו, תגיד לחיים.
לחיים. Morty, you know, I never ever felt the Churban Beis Hamikdash like these days. Never. Why? You know, 20 when they close the shuls, you can daven, but then you remind yourself that this is galus. You can do almost nothing. All the mitzvahs that the Rebbe wants us to do after the Churban Beis Hamikdash, we can't fulfill the mitzvahs. So I felt the Churban, when they closed the shul, then I mamish felt this is Churban Beis Hamikdash.
So you're not asking to go back to the way it was before. That's for sure.
No,
This is,
we know, the Chassidim know.
It wasn't good before either.
The Chassidim knows, you're right, but we didn't feel it. But the Chassidim, they know that Yerida is only L'tzorech Aliyah. We're going to come back to what we were before. So what he did over here? What's the Giton? מה עשינו בזה? הירידה חייב להיות עלייה.
נכון.
Leitake.
Chaim, Menachem Schneerson.
לחיים. אני לא ידעתי איך משתמשים בזה. אני לחצתי על כפתורים, אני לא ידעתי.
Anybody wants to add, you're more than welcome. It's an open Farbrengen. We'll stay on for another minute or two. If not, we'll, I'm sure there are other Farbrengens going on now.
Hi.
No, Avremel Licht. Rabbi Avram.
Yeah.
No, you get a double, tripled Mazel Tov going on.
Baruch Hashem. Shkoyach, Marty. Yeah, it's beautiful.
You guys are you're staying up all night?
Well, somebody's staying up all night for sure.
Yeah, I got to learn Iyar.
Yeah, learn Zohar. Yeah.
So what's going to be the Seder? There's going to be a minyan outside?
I don't think we're going to make a minyan. We're going to the way.
I'm saying just families already close to.
Yeah,
no?
but unfortunately, Ilya has to go to work, and you know, David has to do something else. So it's not turning out to be.
Okay, listen.
But,
I spoke to somebody who made a bris last week. The Moyle didn't let anybody except for the parents. So
yeah, same thing here. He's going nuts. I mean, he's allowing us to be inside of the room, but we have to be, you know, in a different corner.
Right. So then I know another mile that allowed people in like the immediate family in the backyard. So the bris was inside, and they opened the doors, and like outside they had the grandparents and the.
Yeah. That's essentially what we're going to have in the institution. So we'll see how it works out. But listen, the most important thing is you should have bris. You should be healthy and grow up at Lamden. Like you should do, you know. Mashiach should come. Maybe this is the bris that Mashiach should come. You know?
For sure. Why maybe?
Yeah.
There's a lashon I think in the Taz or that when in Hilchas Smachis, like Velas, when somebody passes, so it says that when a baby boy is born to the family in Nisrapa Mishpacha, the whole family is healed. I think we could definitely say that we all feel like family today. We realize how small the world is.
Yeah.
You know, you cough in China and the whole world gets shut down. So we're one big family. So the birth of the baby should bring a healing to the whole world.
Yeah.
Wow. And Shabbos for Shabbos with everybody back home? No? How was there was a lot of l'chaim said?
Yeah, Baruch Hashem. No, well, listen, we spent Shabbos with Ilya and Olga.
I know, I'm saying, was there l'chaim said?
Of course.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We went for Shalom Zachar, you know, listen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying with everybody home. I know what I'm talking about.
Everybody showed up, Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, so that's huge. huge.
Yeah, no, one of the highlights was from before is that Baruch Hashem, we had a chance to spend the whole Pesach together, all with all kids. I mean, we were planning to have a whole Pesach, with a bunch of people from Philadelphia who were supposed to come. I have a full garage full of wine, this and that, everything, Baruch Hashem. But listen, it turned out to be the way it was. But we sheltered in place. All kids moved in. We quarantined together, quote unquote, So Baruch Hashem, we had a Pesach, a big family. For the first time in my life, I had 4 kosim on a non-mavushal wine.
Yeah. By the way, same thing here, and I'm telling you, it's a different experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It was different experience.
No, but not only that, I spent time with the kids.
Yeah. And when most of the time when guests come, you discuss with the guests, you make it long and you're trying to make it meaningful. But here, people are more or less on the same page in a sense,
right.
So the discussion took a totally different meaning. We're sitting till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It was awesome.
Right.
Pesach was amazing this year. So that Chas v'Shalom, we should have Pesach. We should have more guests and more Yidden to come. From